Get ready to lose your social life and maybe your sanity because we are diving into 25 incredible role-playing games that are famous for their absolutely insane build variety. Whether you want to min-max your stats to perfection or just create a bizarre character that has no right to work on paper, these titles will keep you busy for a very, very long time. Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG that feels like a love letter to the glory days of the genre. You control a massive army with deep unit customization where you set up AI conditions for your troops, which feels surprisingly like the Gambit system from older classics. It is tactical, strategic, and frankly, it is gorgeous. The gameplay is all about formations and carefully composing your units so they do not fall apart in the heat of battle. You spend hours tweaking every squad member to ensure your frontline holds while your backline rains destruction upon your foes. It is incredibly satisfying when a complex strategy you design perfectly executes during a chaotic skirmish. The Nioh series is a frantic action RPG that will absolutely destroy you if you are not careful. It combines Souls-like combat with deep loot mechanics and stance systems that make every encounter a test of skill. You are constantly switching weapons and gear to optimize your build, and the variety is staggering. It is fast, challenging, and incredibly rewarding once you master the flow of combat. You might start a mission favoring a swift katana build, only to realize you need the crushing weight of an axe to break an enemy guard. The depth found in pairing your weapon choice with specific spirit guardians makes every death feel like a lesson rather than a failure. Caves of Kut is a science fantasy roguelike that is basically a playground for your wildest character ideas. You can play as a mutant with multiple limbs and psychic powers or a high-tech cyborg. The world is bizarre, deep, and completely open to your experimentation. It is one of those games where you can accidentally find yourself in a situation where you are playing as a sentient door, and honestly, that is just a normal Tuesday in Kut. The sheer freedom to mutate your body and mind creates scenarios that no other game dares to attempt. It is chaotic and often punishing, but the thrill of discovering what your weird character can actually survive is unmatched in the genre. Troubleshooter Abandoned Children is a massive tactical RPG that does not get enough credit. It is basically what would happen if you took a squad-based strategy game, gave it a deep story, and added a mastery system that allows for thousands of build combinations. You can customize your team so extensively that you will spend more time in the menu perfecting your masteries than actually fighting. It is an indie gem that is worth every penny. The level of detail in how your characters interact with the environment and each other via these equipable masteries is staggering. You are constantly evolving your roster, turning simple recruits into absolute juggernauts that can handle any threat the game throws your way.
방출 준비 완료. 바로 이거지. 나가지 않는다.
Siralim Ultimate is a monster-catching game that has basically infinite depth. With over 1,000 creatures to collect and a fusion system that lets you combine any two monsters, the build potential is literally endless. You can craft artifacts, spell gems, and pick from dozens of specializations that fundamentally change how your party functions. It is the perfect game for anyone who loves theory crafting and number crunching. The synergy you can create between your creatures is mind-blowing. You are not just catching monsters, you are engineering a living, breathing machine of destruction. Every time you think you have found the most broken combo, the game gives you 10 more possibilities to explore, keeping you hooked for hundreds of hours. Before we go into the list, I want to give you my recommendation for some of the best deals in instant gaming right now, especially if you're tight on budget. We knew that instant gaming always give us so many crazy deals for your favorite games, like these titles for example. I mean, can you believe these prices? If you love RPGs, there's no way you never heard of these masterpieces, and to think that you can get them under $10 or even $5, it's an absolute steal. All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games and use the activation code on your chosen platform. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list.
Almorica shall never fall!
Tactics Ogre Reborn is a remaster of a legendary tactical RPG that set the standard for the genre. It is a deep political story where your choices matter and your battles are slow, methodical, and satisfying. The build variety comes from the vast array of classes and the specific skills you choose to equip on your units, making every single soldier you recruit feel like a custom piece of your army. You can spend hours deciding which skills to keep and which to swap out to counter a specific enemy formation. It requires patience and a sharp mind for strategy. Watching your carefully leveled squad dominate a difficult map because you chose the right equipment is a feeling that never gets old. Shifting gears to something a bit more bloodthirsty, V-Rising has been thriving since its 1.0 release, and it is a total blast. It's an action RPG survival game where you play as a freshly awakened vampire. The build variety comes from hunting specific V-Blood bosses to steal their magical abilities, letting you mix and match necromancy with frost spells or illusions. The biggest downside is definitely the sunburn simulator aspect. Trying to fight a boss while hiding in a tiny patch of tree shade is pure stress, but honestly, building your gothic castle and terrorizing the local villages is endlessly satisfying.
I feel stronger. My brothers have escaped you.
You literally can't talk about builds without bowing to Diablo 2. And I'm specifically talking about the Infernal edition that brought us the Reign of the Warlock DLC. Blizzard actually added a whole new class and revamped the terror zones. I mean, I'm still running Mephisto for the 10,000th time, hoping for that perfect high rune drop. Yeah, the stamina bar at level 1 remains one of the worst game design choices in human history. But the sheer dopamine hit of finally completing your Enigma rune word or melting screens with the new Warlock skills is just timeless. Fallout New Vegas is often cited as the pinnacle of RPG design for its incredible freedom and choice. Whether you want to be a charismatic talker, a heavy weapons expert, or a stealthy sniper, the game accommodates every playstyle. The world reacts to your decisions, making your build feel like a real part of the Mojave Wasteland. It is clunky, sure, but the role-playing depth is unmatched. You can literally talk your way out of the final boss fight if your speech stats are high enough. That kind of agency is rare. It encourages you to play through the game multiple times just to see how different builds and moral choices shift the outcome for the people living in the desert.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a sci-fi epic that lets you shape the fate of the galaxy. While it is more of an action RPG, the class system and the way you can build Shepard to be a biotic powerhouse or a tech genius provides enough variety to make each playthrough feel distinct. You are not just building a character, you are building a legacy across 3 games. The way your choices carry over through the trilogy makes your build feel personal. You might focus on being a vanguard who charges into the face of danger, or a sentinel who controls the battlefield with shields and tech. Every decision feels heavy, and your character build choices are central to how you survive.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts.
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is a math lover's dream. It is based on a tabletop system with so many classes, subclasses, and mythic paths that your head will spin. You can be a paladin who rides a dragon or a lich who raises an army of the dead. It is incredibly deep and complex, offering a level of build customization that makes almost every other RPG look simple by comparison. You will spend as much time staring at the character creation screen as you do playing the actual game. The sheer volume of feats and spells allows you to create some truly ridiculous power combinations. It is a massive, rewarding journey for anyone who enjoys deep systems and high-stakes storytelling.
Crimson!
Let's jump back to tactical grids for a second with Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't care what year or which edition you're playing, this game's job system remains absolutely god tier. Mixing and matching passives from a ninja with the math-breaking spells of a calculator is a possibility you never knew you needed. Of course, once you recruit Thunder God Sid, he basically breaks the entire game in half and you're just there to watch. The tutorial is notoriously brutal and the story still hurt my soul, but experimenting with job combinations to build an unstoppable Zodiac army is an addiction I'll gladly take to my grave.
Come on, you and me.
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is an open-world sci-fi RPG that is absolutely massive. It is known for its incredible alien world and the ability to pilot giant mechs called skells. The build variety comes from the complex interplay of weapons, skills, and augments. It is an ambitious game that rewards exploration and experimentation, giving you the tools to create some truly powerful character builds. You can customize your mech with all sorts of weaponry, turning it into a specialized war machine. Balancing your personal character skills with the heavy firepower of your scale is essential. The scale of the world and the freedom to approach combat however you want makes for an unforgettable sci-fi adventure.
Magnum Edge!
Starfall
Blade!
Grim Dawn just dropped its massive Fangs of Astrakarn expansion literally days ago in July 2026, and I haven't slept since. With the new Berserker Mastery, there are now 45 different class combinations. You can be a shape-shifting, lightning-spewing demigod. We all know the pain of hunting down those hidden devotion shrines, but the Constellation skill tree is so deeply satisfying. Honestly, the Ancient engine is really starting to show its age visually, but the gameplay loop and dual-class synergy make this the ultimate comfort food for theory crafters everywhere. Fire Emblem Three Houses is a tactical RPG that focuses heavily on social interactions and unit customization. The way you can train your students to become any class you want means you can create a team that is entirely your own. It is a game about building bonds, training your squad, and then using those units effectively in battle. The freedom you have to build your units makes every playthrough feel fresh. You might decide to turn a timid mage into a fierce wyvern rider, and the game lets you do it. Seeing your students grow from awkward recruits into elite warriors is incredibly rewarding. Your choices in how you mentor them directly dictate your success on the battlefield. Monster Hunter World is less of an RPG in the traditional sense, but it is an absolute masterclass in gear-based progression. Your build is entirely dictated by your weapon choice and the armor you craft from the monsters you hunt. Each weapon type has a unique playstyle, and mastering them is a journey in itself. It is all about the loop of hunting, crafting, and getting ready for the next tougher challenge. There is a profound sense of satisfaction when you finally bring down a massive beast using a weapon you have spent hours learning to master. The gear you craft is not just for show, as it enables entirely new strategies and playstyles, pushing you to hunt even bigger prey. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a masterpiece of environmental turn-based combat. The freedom you have to interact with the world is staggering, and your build can range from a traditional mage to a character who throws random objects to deal damage. The combination of elemental surfaces and character skills creates a tactical sandbox where creativity is your greatest asset. It is essentially tabletop role-playing, but it is a video game. You can light a pool of oil on fire while your friend freezes the rain, creating insane chain reactions. The game encourages you to be as clever as possible with your abilities. It is a brilliant experience that rewards you for thinking outside the box during every single encounter. Skyrim is the ultimate power fantasy. It is the game where you can start as a warrior and end up as a stealth archer or a master wizard. The leveling system is based on use, meaning you get better at what you do. With countless mods, the build variety is technically infinite. It is a game that is as deep as a puddle or as wide as an ocean, depending on how you choose to play it. You can spend hours just wandering the wilderness or crafting the perfect set of enchanted armor. The world is yours to shape, and your character build can change on the fly as you discover new gear and skills. It remains a legendary sandbox for personal expression. I have to group the Soulsborne series together because From Software fundamentally changed how we look at action RPGs. Whether you're fat rolling in Hevel's armor in Dark Souls or trick weapon dashing in Bloodborne, the build variety is tied directly to your suffering. Leaving a message that says try finger but whole is practically a rite of passage at this point. Yes, the true hardest boss in every single one of these games is the lock-on camera in a tight hallway. But the satisfaction of finding a ridiculously overpowered strength weapon and pancaking the boss that just killed you 20 times is utter perfection. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action RPG that has evolved into a fantastic experience. You can build your character to be a netrunner who hacks enemies from afar, a solo who charges into battle with high-tech weapons, or a ninja who uses katanas and cyberware to move at light speed. The 2.0 update really refined the skill trees, making it even easier to create a character that truly fits your preferred playstyle. The city is a sprawling playground for your custom abilities. You can combine cyberware with perks to create some truly broken builds that melt bosses in seconds. It is a wild ride, and seeing your character evolve from a street punk into a legend is incredibly fulfilling. Dragon Age Origins is a classic party-based RPG that holds a special place in many hearts. The tactical combat is deep and the character customization is great. The Origin system, where your character's backstory changes based on your race and class, is a level of role-playing that we rarely see anymore. It is a game where your choices matter and your party composition is key to surviving the Blight. You have to carefully manage your party members' skills to ensure you can handle any tactical situation. It is a game that demands you pay attention to the details of every fight. The story is epic, and your personal journey as a Grey Warden makes every decision feel meaningful.
Pretty high around here. We might have to resupply the bar.
Now, I know XCOM 2 dances on the line of strategy and RPG, but customizing your squad of soldiers makes them feel like your own personal RPG party. You build their classes, their gear, and their psychic abilities, which makes it hurt so much more when they die permanently. And they will die because a 99% hit chance in XCOM is really just a 1% chance to miss and ruin your entire campaign. The constant mission timers can make you feel incredibly rushed and stressed, but pulling off a flawless guerrilla ambush is a strategic high you can't find anywhere else. Baldur's Gate 3 is the new gold standard for RPGs. It takes the D&D 5th edition rule set and creates a world so reactive and deep that you will be finding new things even after hundreds of hours. The build variety is incredible thanks to multi-classing and the sheer number of spells and abilities. It is a game that truly respects your creativity and allows you to solve problems in ways you never thought possible. You can talk your way into a win, or you can just push the enemy off a cliff with a well-placed shove. The possibilities are nearly endless. Your character build is only limited by your imagination, making every single choice feel like it matters. Elden Ring takes the classic Souls formula and puts it into an open world that is begging to be explored. The build variety is arguably the best in the series, with hundreds of weapons, spells, and ashes of war that can radically change how you fight. Whether you want to be a bleed-focused samurai or a glass cannon sorcerer, the game gives you every tool you need to succeed in the lands between. The sheer scale of the world means you are always finding new gear that could inspire an entirely new way to play. It is a daunting experience, but the freedom to tackle challenges in any order makes it one of the most rewarding games ever made.
Fight to the Breach Lords.
Path of Exile 1 and 2 are the kings of build variety. The passive skill tree is so large it is practically a meme, and the ability to link skill gems allows for some of the most complex and powerful builds in any game. It is a numbers game, a theory crafter's heaven, and a grind that will consume your life. If you want a game that allows you to break it completely with the right build, this is the one. You will spend hours just planning your path through the massive skill tree before you even start your character. The depth is terrifying, but it is also what makes it so incredibly addictive. It is the ultimate experience for anyone who loves pure, unadulterated complexity.
Be gone, foul creature! Out of mana!